Tower Dungeons, the most recent work of Tsutomu Nihei. You don't know who Tsutomu Nihei is? What are you, living under a fucking rock? He's only the godfather of sci-fi manga, creator of Knights of Sidonia, Abara, Biomega, not to mention his masterpiece, Blam. His art is so stunning that, believe it or not, he only put 4 words in the entirety of Blam. That's pretty impressive, But ever since works like Knights of Sidonia and Opossums, his art style has changed significantly, which, according to a very reliable source called AI Overview, Tsutomu Nihei's art style has evolved over time, shifting from his earlier highly detailed and chaotic style to a cleaner, more streamlined look, particularly in works like Knights of Sidonia and Opossums. The change is often attributed to a desire to reach a wider audience and make his work more accessible, while still maintaining his signature elements, which this series definitely follows. This series having an impressive 8.04 on Mal, that being his second highest rated series right under Blam, we may be in for a treat. Is this going to be a disappointment like his second most recent series, or do we have another cult classic on our hands? It's time to find out. All right, first chapter impressions. Excellent start. The pacing feels a touch too fast, but we'll have to see how that goes throughout the rest of the series. Seeing Nihei's sci-fi aesthetic mixed with a medieval one is pure ecstasy.
I'm coming.
I get lots of glimpses into his previous works, with the monster's human understanding and intelligence reminding me of Knights of Sidonia, some of the panels reminding me of Blam, and his artistic and emotional character development reminding me of Opossums. And can I just say that I am so proud that our MC doesn't look exactly like Killy. The females are still hard to tell though. Interesting story so far though. We know there's a dragon tower that falls down, and when that happens, bad thing happen, and the army can't handle it. So they put out a draft, but not a normal draft. A draft for 1 person each village. Our MC Yuva volunteers to go, which we see he has some unnatural strength, so we'll have to see how that develops, but not much more to unpack from the first chapter. Like I said, very fast pacing it seems so far. They talk about level 50 of the dungeon, saying they need to carry barrels of salt to defeat the monster there, and before you know it, halfway through the chapter, they're already at level 50, monster defeated, princess kidnapped, and is taken to level 100. So we can see that there's a clear goal for our MC now. We just got to see where the mystery of this tower leads. But before that, Kodansha has released the first volume in English. So let's go get it. And there it is, Tower Dungeon by Tsutomu Nihei. So this volume contains just 2 out of the 19 chapters that are out so far. So I'm just going to do a review of the first 6 chapters, and it'll be like a little 3-volume rule review. But yeah, here it is. Pretty thin. Got the synopsis on the back. It reminds me a lot of my Opossums volumes. They're actually the same exact size, but this one's printed by Vertical, this one Kodansha. But yeah, you know I had to get it. I mean, I have all of Tsutomu Nihei's works in English, besides Biomega, because that shit expensive. Let's get on to chapter 2. There is tons of cool shit going on in this chapter. He's really leaning into the medieval vibe in this series, but again, continuously reminding us of his sci-fi roots with his world and monster design. I mean, just look at this dragon. Cool as fuck, right? With the king's death that happens at the beginning of chapter 1 and capture of the princess, the lieutenant's and princess's sister is summoned to be the acting ruler. Yuva and the other 2 that were summoned are left to attempt to climb to the seemingly endless tower to rescue the princess alone. That does include this bitch that is Yuva's seemingly #1 op for no reason. Jealous ass bitch. She really does remind me of Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon though. We're shown the power of the mages in this world, which spells require their clothes to be thrown into the air on each cast. Excellent touch. On a serious note though, so far I'm loving the power system. Some members of the royal family seem to have the ability to turn into dragons. The princess looking youthful at over 100 years of age. Can't wait to see more development on this front. But with just 3 newbies left and 20 levels left to climb, how are they going to save the princess? The next 2 volumes really set the tone for this series and what it's going to be about. We're continuously reminded of Nihei's artistic prowess with the pen, especially when introducing new monsters, characters, and races. These volumes do an excellent job expanding on this medieval world. And at the end of volume 3, ooh, Our main character has been likable this whole time, but he's been kind of plain, a little bit stale, and these 2 volumes really give some much needed expansion on his character, and he does not disappoint. Let's get to the synopsis. So we start out in the dungeon all the way back on level 14, but they're met with some changes to the level. 2 gate guards standing there in all their beauty. They end up taking the long way and get lost, days traveling with no end in sight. They escape the endless loop with Yuva falling out of a wall and sliding down to their salvation. But that doesn't last long. They're met with a giant monster. Monster penis. Lilisen the mage makes swift work of it. They make it to the 15th floor, finally safe from the dangerous monster. On the 15th floor, they get some much needed, holy shit, what the fuck is on the ceiling?
Ice cream.
It stole our shit. We're fucked. But it turns out they were just people from the ruin dwelling race and just needed some salt. They gave everything back, including heaps of treasure, and show them a shortcut to floor 80 as well. They then find the town that was on level 80, but it's much more built up. The kingdom seems to be pouring more resources into it. They're met with a guard that steals all their treasure, saying it belongs to the kingdom, and it turns out it's an acquaintance of Lilisen. This is where we're introduced to another race, to a Nihilian. In this chapter, we see that it's not just them that are aiming to save the princess. Due to the kingdom offering the prize of becoming the princess's husband after she's saved, there are many people trying to cash in on that offer. We meet the all-women group called the Excavator Union, who look like total badasses, another excellent design. We also see Yuva's sister working at the bar, and this is where shit gets real. While alone, a race called a Drake Metamor, again, fire design, attacks and nearly kills his sister. He also finds her blood to be interesting, hinting at the fact that Yuva's family most likely is something special. We don't know what that is yet, but most likely is some sort of special race. She is saved by the Nihilian guard and Lilisen. They end up casting the evil creepy fucker away. She then falls under the protection of the knight who saved her. It's now a race to the top of the tower against various parties that have different motivations. At the end of volume 3, our party is immediately captured by a group of deserters, and we can see by this final panel, this is going to be the turning point for our MC. And there we have it, 3 volumes done. Excellent start. If you would have told me that Nihei was going to make a medieval manga, I would have shit my pants. There's shit in my pants. This is way out of the realm of what Nihei typically does, so it just shows that he's grown tremendously as an artist and a writer. I purposely left out tons of details, and there's much more to read, so if you're interested in the series, please go read it, buy it. If you haven't read any of Nihei's work, I highly recommend all of them. Yeah, all of them. If you want to see another one of my reviews, I just recently reviewed Dog Ningen, a YouTuber's manga. Our MC's out here taking names and ripping off cocks, so if you want to see that, go check out my latest video. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.